The Perks of Being a Wallflower. It started off as a well-known novel by Stephen Chbosky to one of the highest-rating movies in America. This is a story about an incoming freshman named Charlie Clemekis. He is an introvert who is dealing with serious inner conflict. On his first night of school, he meets Sam and Patrick, two seniors who take him under their wing. Throughout the film, we see many situations where Charlie has both good and bad times with these friendships. In the end, Charlie has a breakdown where he states that he can't turn it off this time. This is Charlie's journey on how his repressed memories are brought back up and how he copes with them. We'll be breaking this film down through the theories of Freud. Now let's take a step back and dive into the world of psychoanalysis. This is one of the psychological perspectives created by Austrian neurologist Sigmund Freud in 1939. According to Saul MacLeod, a psychologist from the University of Manchester, Freud believed that people could be cured by making conscious their unconscious thoughts and motivations, thus gaining insight. The aim of psychoanalysis therapy is to release repressed emotions and experiences, i.e. make the unconscious conscious. So, in other words, Freud experimented on the idea that one's past is what creates them to have their inner conflict. He created different theories such as interpretation of dreams, the psyche, psychosexual stages of development, and defense mechanisms. We will just be looking at the defense mechanisms, specifically repression and denial. We use these defense mechanisms to protect our ego, that is to say, protect ourselves from guilt or anxiety. Repression is directly related with memories based on any type of traumatic experience. It's the ego's way of pushing memories back from becoming conscious, preventing harmful or threatening thoughts. The film starts off with a scene where Charlie is writing to his friend. We know through this letter that Charlie has had to deal with some sort of problem, but we have no clue what it is. At this point, the only thing that could be suspected is a mental disorder. Writing this letter to his friend provides him some sort of emotional release. This is one of the things we want to keep in mind throughout the film. Later on in the film, we find out about Aunt Helen. Charlie goes to say that it is his fault that Aunt died because it was during Christmas when she went to go buy Charlie's birthday present. This guilt that he had building up inside him is one of the things that's going to cause his mental breakdown. After Charlie meets Sam and Patrick, he is taken to a party and meets a bunch of other people. Charlie gives others insight on who he really is. That night, when he reveals to Sam that his best friend had killed himself a month ago and that he is all alone, lacking friends, Patrick takes it upon himself to introduce Charlie to the group and officially calls him a wallflower. This is a crucial moment in Charlie's life because it progresses from him being an introvert with no one to talk to giving him an opportunity to rely on others, and that is exactly what he does. It is now Christmas time and Patrick has a party going on at his house. During the exchange of gifts, Patrick gives Charlie a suit and tie in order to bring out his professional side as a writer. This really touches deep into Charlie because he now truly understands that people care. One of the most crucial moments is when Sam gives Charlie his first kiss. Not only does he start having flashbacks because it's a holiday where his Aunt Helen died, but also some are revealed by Sam when she physically touches him. Charlie thinks of how his Aunt Helen talks to him and the scene where she dies. Let's keep in mind that Charlie believes that his Aunt Helen is a wonderful woman who is always there for him. Mary Elizabeth, his girlfriend, breaks up with him after he decides to kiss Sam over her. It causes really intense trouble, which prevents him from seeing his friends for 2 weeks. This moment marks the downhill of Charlie and the start to his breakdown. He struggles to maintain relationships at this point. Charlie goes to a final goodbye party before Sam and Patrick leave to college. Charlie has a small chat with Sam about why they never dated. Things start getting physically heated between them, and they take this relationship a step further. This creates a mental stop in Charlie, for he finally shows memories he hadn't thought of. The images he saw beforehand were repeating over and over. At this point, Charlie sees his aunt running her hands up and down his legs, saying that these things are their little secret, and even a scene where Aunt Helen starts touching his legs while she points out that his sister is asleep. This all eventually gets to Charlie, and he goes home in a state of pure panic. This began because he had that moment with Sam. At this point, Charlie calls his sister to say that Aunt Helen's death was all his fault and he has to stop it, this meaning that he is about to harm himself. It fast forwards to Charlie in a hospital talking to a doctor about Aunt Helen. After a few sessions, it is revealed to Charlie's parents that the audience of the harm that Aunt Helen did to Charlie. She was sexually harassing him. So, how does Freud's theories apply to Charlie? Well, we see that Charlie refuses to believe that Aunt Helen was actually molesting him. This is the denial part. He claims that Aunt Helen acted like this because of her abusive boyfriends. He denied himself and others the truth. Another thing we see throughout is that Charlie remembers more and more about what his Aunt Helen did until he finally broke and realized what truly happened. One of the biggest themes we see here is Charlie's friendships. As the film goes on, Charlie learns to open up to his past thanks to Sam, Patrick, and even his sister at the end of the film. In a psychoanalytic perspective, we see relationships where one feels trust and comfort is truly important in order to recover. They allow a safe environment to break through the denial and repressive memories that one has. There were 3 main steps: craving and being accepted into a friendship, understanding that there are people who care, and the third one was associating with friends in order to pull out the unknown and reach inside of oneself. Film critic Violet Lucca even goes to say that how Charlie's friendships evolve into misfired romances and then back into friendships only purer than before provides the backbone of both novel and film. Stephen Chbosky, director and author, portrays Charlie being able to have these friends to support him and help him grow into a better person. This really does show the perks of being a wallflower.